Welcome back, people. Today we will learn about loops in Python. There are three different types of loops in Python. Actually, there is only two types, and the third one is a combination of both. The first one is for loop, and the template is given as follows: for a value in sequence code block. While loop is as follows: while a condition is true, the code block will be executed. And the third one is nested loop. Nested loop can be either two or more loops of the same format or two or more loops of different format. This is two or more loops of different format, and this is two or more loops of same format. So these are the types of loops in Python. Today we will focus on while loop. We use while loop to repeat a block of code multiple times. Let's say you have to print the number 1 to 5. You can print each number with the print function, but this is not ideal way to print. Think of a bigger number. Let's say you have to print 1 to 100. We cannot write 100 print functions for every number. This is where while statement comes into play, or while loop comes into play. So what we will do is we have declared a variable called number and given it a value of 1. Now we write the while loop with condition number is less than or equal to 5, and the code block contains a print statement and also a increment statement. Now what is the use of why should we use this increment statement? If you do not increment number 1, then number by 1, then the program will run indefinitely until you stop it manually or until the system runs we out of memory. We definitely don't need that, right? So that's why we increment the number by 1. Now we will see the flow of the code. Before that, we will run the code first. If you run the code, so if you run the code, you will see the output as numbers from 1 to 5. Let's try this using a bigger number. Let's say 50 and run the code. See, you got all the numbers from 1 to 50 in separate lines. Now let's go into the flow of the code. So here, the first iteration, during the first iteration, the value of number is 1. The value of num is 1. The while loop check if the condition is true. The condition is true. Okay, we will change it to 5. And the condition is true because number is less than or equal to 5, which is true. So it will print 1 and increment the number by 1. Then num becomes 2, and now it will check again, and which is true, the condition is true, and so it will print again. But this time the value of number is 2, so 2 gets printed, and then it is incremented by 1. So now the value of number is 3. 3 is printed and it is incremented by 1, so it becomes 4, and so on until it becomes 5. Now the number is equal to 5, so 5 will also get printed. Once it becomes 6, the condition becomes false, and that's when the control breaks out of the loop. So I guess you would have understood the use of while loop. Now let us create a program to print asterisk to form a pattern similar to a right angled triangle. So your output should be like this. Yeah. Now pause the video and try solving the program by yourself. So now we will look into the solution. Now we already know that we cannot concatenate a string to an integer, but we are using asterisk sign to multiply, that is the multiplication operator, and this is not concatenation. We can multiply a number by a string. The output will be the string repeated for the given number of times. So let's run the program. As you can see, the output is a pattern involving asterisks which looks like a right angle triangle. Now try this on your own. Trying is the best way to learn. Remember that.